going on?
All right.
What we got?
Questions for Coach?
Can you hold it? You got it?
No, I got it.
If you hold it, you have to ask the questions. You ready?
We'd be out quick.
You guys held a scrimmage over the weekend. What are some of the takeaways after watching film?
I guess I was just informed that we can talk about this right now. Not so secret scrimmages, right? Takeaways, we really shot the ball well. Your hope would be that your guys would understand we can't expect it to shoot the ball that well going forward. A lot of stuff to clean up, tons of stuff, offensively, defensively. A lot of things we need to continue to learn about ourselves. Again, really shot the ball well. That was pleasing. That was probably the biggest surprise out of it. Decent for this early defensively. Most importantly, culture was terrific. I was really pleased with the pulling for one another, the health and aura on the bench. Not so much since. Had a horrendous practice a couple days ago, off yesterday, so really eager to get back at it today. But again, looking back on the scrimmage, some positives, but a ways to go.
Why was it a surprise that it was shot so
well? I think anytime you shoot, Denver, what were we, 13 of 24 from three? That's a high percentage. I mean, just a lot of them went for us. I like the spacing. I like the way that we shared the ball, a lot of extra passing. We can't expect to shoot 50-something% from three on the season. But we'll take it. Anytime we can get it, we'll take it.
What were your thoughts on the team playing together, taking on another team instead of just normally going?
I think that they were really eager to do that, and it's probably why we probably haven't been quite as sharp since. This time of year is probably the most difficult to keep your guys' attention, as they're eager to tip it up and to play. I think under the lights, in a real game, in front of everyone else, and where it means, it means something. It means more, right? But in reality, the big teams, today means a lot. Today's practice is huge. And today should be the Super Bowl for us, and then tomorrow should be the next Super Bowl for us. If we are eager to max out and get better, and if we've got guys that want to be the best version of themselves. So that, we've got some immaturity we're working through right now. Some inexperience. Some of it's natural. It's freshman. KJ's got to lead more for us. He's got to. He's been terrific producing in practice. He's got to lead because we've got to find some leadership. Andrew's been out with some tendonitis, and when he's not out there, we're not quite as mature, not quite as mentally tough. But we've got to find some leadership from some other guys as well.
Is that how you frame it to them, as their Super Bowl?
No, just kind of popped in the head.
It was good.
Might use it later on today, Phil. Why not?
You've had plenty of transfers in that you needed to be leaders. How hard is that for a guy like that?
I think it could be hard. It's just how you look at it. It's an opportunity, right? He's got a chance to improve himself and improve this program, improve his resume. It was part of the recruiting process with him. In that, if you come to Florida, you'll be the lone senior on a roster full of young kids, and so what a great opportunity for you to develop as a player, as a captain type guy, and also just develop as a person, to help you in life. And he's embraced it. He's been pretty good in that role, and I think developing in that role. We all took a step back again on Tuesday. Very emotional practice, mentally weak practice. Fatigue set in very early, and it was one of those it was drudgery, for a couple of hours, and as opposed to getting better. And that was the biggest. That we wasted Tuesday way more so than any other day this fall. But KJ and I, in fact, met about an hour ago. I anticipate him being terrific today.
Do sometimes, not that you want or need those drudge practices, but do you kind of need them a little bit to realize where you do still need to improve and get ready for the season?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Do you need a loss? I don't know.
Who's made the biggest strides for the team?
Go ahead.
Who's made the biggest strides for the team since the offseason?
In returners or newcomers or
Well, I mean, from the sophomores, definitely that looking like a solid core of the team. Who would you say
Yeah.
has made the biggest stride of them? 3?
of those 3 sophomores, I would have said of all the returners, it was Gak until he got hurt. He had made a really big jump. He had some practices where he was really pushing KJ, in fact, and was probably making an argument to be the 4th, 5th, 6th guy somewhere in there. We were having some productive practices, playing big, extra big with him and KJ out there. Andrew really benefited from all the basketball with Team Canada. He's been really, really good. He and KJ have really stood out from a production standpoint in practice. And again, going back to the leadership thing, they've got to lead and not only produce, but both of them have been terrific, from an offensive, defensive standpoint, getting stops. Their team's winning. It seems like those 2 guys are winning the most competitions. But we've got to get more and more leadership from those guys as well. Keontae and Noah, the other sophomores you asked about, they've been good. They're both improved. And they got to continue to get better.
When you look back to last year, where Andrew, Noah, and Keontae were at this time,
Yeah.
is it hard to fathom where they are now? Just the jump, or is that the natural jump after a year, or are they just that much better?
I would say that because of the substance that those guys have as individuals, their improvement as people and players have been pretty significant, comparatively speaking, to a lot of guys. I think that group has a lot of substance. Those 3 sophomores, they've got character and they've got basketball character. They're great young men.
Where they were at this time last year, is that where you see Scotty, Trey, that group now?
Different, this group's different. This is the most talented class that we've had here in a while, obviously, that I've had. Different ceilings, different type players. The expectation's different that this group's having to deal with. If you look at last year's freshman class, 2 of those guys came in with very little expectation from the outside looking in. The expectation they put on themselves, I'm sure, was pretty big. And they won jobs. They earned minutes and won minutes in Noah Locke and Keontae Johnson. And they just kept their head down and came to grind every day and earn what they got. This class is a little different. This class is extremely talented, a lot to learn. Way too early to be able to assess their mental toughness, their perseverance through the ups and the downs. And again, I've talked about this a lot this fall. We'll see where we're at when we hit some adversity. When we lose a game, when minutes are divvied, when those starters are called. What, next week? We play next week, or it might be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, we got to get better today.
With Gak out, how important will Dante's performance be moving forward?
Dante's been out. Dante's got hoping it's a minor knee, hoping it's just a bruise, I guess, is what Duke sees it as right now. So we're a little banged up. Jacquez Glover's a little banged up. He's got a finger issue. But we need Dante and Gak. We need him back healthy. And then in the meantime, Omar Payne and Jason Jatobo, we'd like to see him play like sophomores, like unfortunately, they have no idea what's about to hit them. But they've been really good in practice in terms of developing, progressing. Both of them have high ceilings.
How's the team's progression on defense been? I know the last time we had spoken, you had mentioned some concerns.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's been any improvements that you've been seeing.
I think with this group right now, when we're fresh, and can you hit that, Pat?
That credit card.
I think when it's, with the young group that we have, with the level of experience, with the lack of experience of having to fight through like crazy fatigue, through 3 games in a week, through all the things that older guys have experienced. These young guys, especially the freshmen, defensively and on the glass, we can be really good at times. You know, it depends on how long the drill is. It depends on whether or not we've called foul on them in practice and the motions kick in, whether the other team is winning or not. You know, just all of the stuff that this group needs to get better at with regard to maturity and mental toughness. And I could go on and on. I don't mean to ramble, but defensively, you know, at times we look pretty good. You know, first 20 minutes of practice today, I think we'll be pretty sharp. I would say every practice we've started, you know, we've had the right approach and some maturity there. But when you get into a hard drill, you can't get out of the drill. That's when the basketball character is exposed. And this group's got a ways to go in that area.
Anything else?
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of personalities on this team. How do you juggle them all?
I don't know how to juggle.
Or balance?
I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. Call that wrong or evaluate it how you want. I think we've got really good guys that we've got some strong personalities, and I think that's a good thing. And you want guys to use their personalities and to have fun, you know, to enjoy their college experience, to enjoy one another. And off the court, these guys are really close, especially for this early on with this many new guys. It's actually been pretty surprising. On the court, you know, you want guys to play with personality, but you also want to have a team personality and a program culture or personality. It's all really the same stuff, right? You want guys to react with the right way toward adversity, toward their own success, toward their teammates' success. And I think our sophomores and KJ, Gak, Bassett, I think they have opportunities to redefine what this team's personality is going to be, and that's why you practice.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.